Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Life is About More Than Living, a podcast. Tonight's guest is Sam Mitchell. The topic is Autism Doesn't Define Me. Uh, a couple, and I'm going to bring him on like right now, y'all. The podcast is again supported by my book and partner, Split Souls Transition. Scan the QR code. Check out other things. Such as Alfred Hal, More Than a Poet brand. Check out my Printify store, Self Taught Gear. So let me bring Sam on, and we'll go from there. Welcome, Sam, to this episode of Life is About More Than Living, a podcast. Like I said off camera, you were my youngest person ever since I started this 7 years ago, 7.5 years ago almost.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate you.
Man, your story, I think, is the one that needs to be put out there. I say that by everyone, but definitely your story, what I read, and about you and so forth, as well as this good prep for another guest I'm gonna bring on who has a PhD and she works with clients, younger people that has autism professionally. Uh, You're here at a writers conference back in Houston, Texas. Yes, this is all live. We're just having laid back. Uh, a couple quick quotes though that I have associated with this episode, and one is by an American musician whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce. He said, "Autism doesn't have to define a person. Artists with autism are like anyone else. They define themselves through hard work and individuality." But for this show, we'll focus into your quote. But you said, "I have autism, but I'm not broken. I need to be fixed." And I don't know much about the topic other than a little bit I read and stuff. So I'm gonna let you dive in, tell your story, empower some people, enlighten some people. Um, there's one more thing that was on my mind. Trying to think. Good Lord, I'm at older timers right now. Uh, oh yeah, uh, this podcast, this episode. Hey, we already got a YouTuber up here. We're streaming live to YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn simultaneously. So a YouTuber just popped up. What's up? Another night, another night. Thanks for joining. I'm gonna stop talking because this is Sam's show, not Alfred's show tonight. His story, his words. And if you have any questions, type them in the comment box. I think I got it set up so you can see it on his side. If you can't see it, I'll let him know what you typed in so he can respond back to you. Sam, let's do your thing, man. I don't talk long enough. We're 12 people on right now.
All right. Yeah, we can tell my story. So what I do is I run a podcast called Autism Rocks and Rolls. It's a podcast
and,
about autism and how we
and
cope
the
with
link
it.
is there too, so you can catch it, y'all.
There you go. He said it best. Follow me on there. But anyway, through the podcast, it's grown so much. I developed sponsors, a board of 6. I'm an event planner in Indiana, where I'm from, and I do speaking engagements. I've spoken all over the place, man. It's crazy still. Started with $70 in a PayPal account. Now I'm making thousands off of it, and I have
Wow.
23K downloads too.
Wow. Keep going, man. It's your time, man. Say whatever you want to say, man.
Well, I mean, trying. What else you want me to tell you? I done a TEDx talk called "Soul Structure." The talk was about why those on a spectrum need structure, and we need structure in our life because it gives us calmness in a unpredictable world. I say it's an unpredictable world because, unfortunately, this world can be very. I don't want to say unpredictable again, but very loose end, and I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah. It can be. Um, like I said before, I don't know much about autism other than what little bit I've read. Uh, but I've also learned that a lot of people are extremely creative who have autism. Uh, that, oh man, they're all over the place, musicians, and so you mentioned how your success with your podcast. What really inspired you to go there? Because I some people don't want to do the podcasting gig. I started out, So why did you choose that medium?
Well, it started. I joined my high school's media club, and I fell in love with it so much. I decided to start my own podcast. That I didn't wait till college to expand my skills. I could have waited
Mhm.
till college, but I didn't want to. I've always believed in the phrase starting early. And
Yeah.
I started early by learning how to start a podcast called Autism Rocks and Rolls.
Mhm. Yeah, I was on Podbean myself for a while, and I'm gonna go over there and open up my account so I can follow you there. Uh, that title though, why'd you name it what you named it?
Because I'm a fan of rock and roll music.
Old school or new school? Chuck
Old,
Berry or modern day? I
ACD,
lost the sound, Sam. I can't hear you.
ACDC, Nickelback,
Okay.
Elvis
Hmm.
Presley,
Yeah, you get some old school in there.
Motley Crue.
Hmm. Yeah, you get some old school. You going back to Elvis. You going way back. It depends on how far back you go with Elvis. Uh, man, this guy. I'm a guy who always has a lot off the cuff type thing, and I'm sitting here like, what you accomplished with your podcast, what you accomplished in life general. Uh, some people have quit and given up. They've taken the traditional model. You look, they've caved into, well, you should do A, B, C, D, go to school, do this, do that. You have actually followed your passion, man. You followed your passion. And I discovered mine when I was 45. I knew it was there, but I didn't let go till after my 40s. And at the age of 63, I'm diving hard.
Right. Well, hey, I'm just happy my podcast led me somewhere. I'm just happy my podcast led me somewhere.
Why did you not think it would when you started
No,
it?
I thought it'd be a hobby, but I didn't think it would make
Wow.
me 23K downloads. I about laughed still when I thought, oh, I have 23K downloads. This is
Yeah.
unexpected. I say it's
Yeah.
unexpected for the longest time because after dealing with 15 years of bullying and exclusion, you're not used to that feeling.
So it's help me to understand what bully exclusion is.
Well, bullying is like bullying, like getting kicked in the shins at 9 a.m. each morning. But my bullying was mainly behind the back bullying. I dealt with exclusion a lot because I was a different human being. I didn't follow trends.
Mhm.
I got excluded.
Okay. Okay. That I can. I didn't know exactly where you're going with it. The aspect. Um, growing up in a small town, I'm a child. I'm a survivor. I don't like the word. I learned. My therapist says I'm a survivor, but my childhood trauma, lifestyle, life behind closed doors, made me intellectually awkward in the 70s and 80s growing up when we didn't have that freedom of latitude and resources that we do now to pull kids out of some of the places, especially in a small town with three stoplights like I grew up in. So
Right.
to hear you say that on one side, I can look back in growing up. I, there's times I celebrated life, but there's a time when I will be challenged and be, how are me to say the word? I would be bullied by certain individuals because they knew I would choose not to fight back or shrink back because there was something going on with myself. Uh, versus the guy now who does a freaking podcast and don't shrink back from nobody.
Yeah. I've learned along the way that the best way to prove doubters wrong is walk away and do the work yourself.
Do the work yourself. Yeah, and with your number of downloads, man, my podcast been around as long as it has been, and you just got a hot topic to get that many downloads. Since I've been streaming it live and doing what we're doing now through YouTube and Facebook, as well as occasionally like I tied it with LinkedIn because I thought tying it in with LinkedIn would be a good platform for people in corporate America to follow me there. Perhaps reach out to you from that end. I'm all about building my brand, but I'm also about helping others, opening up gateways for others to take their brand to a different level. Um, this is your brand. This is your story. Um, I'm going back over here and look at some of these notes real quick because I'm using this dual screen thing. You love to entertain your audiences. Give me some more of that.
Well, I entertain by educating. I also
Mhm.
entertain by and humor. Once upon a time, a great example is that when I was doing a budgeting episode, I lowered my voice into making it sound like Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No, you didn't. Can you give us a little bit of that? Can you give us a little bit of that?
Well, if I did with a lot of media techniques, but I can certainly try to get best impression of it. Can you have?
Okay.
That's the best you're gonna get from me.
Okay, that's something I get. All right. Yeah, my kids grew up on Al- my kids grew my adult son, I keep saying kids, they grew up on Alvin and Chipmunks. Heck, you might have me watch Alvin and Chipmunks on YouTube once I leave you tonight. It, this this old school, new school is always right on point. I mean, yeah, it's like Scooby Doo, man. Who can outgrow Scooby Doo?
Oh,
I
I
can't
was
outgrow Scooby.
wrong with that stuff, man. I'm
Yeah,
still 23 years old and I still love it. So don't worry
yeah.
about.
Well, like I said, and if you look at my now on my wall over there, some down Batman nerd. I got my Batman poster over there on one side. I got my Wolverine Deadpool poster next to it. Because I got the darker kind of comic book characters. I dive into that kind of stuff because whatever life challenges they had, even though they're fictional, they always found a way to bounce back. Especially Deadpool, his twisted humor. You know, it's like whatever, you know. So I'm gonna have another post up there. I'm thinking about Iron Man next because he's another one of those kind of I don't know about people. And this is not about comic books so much as it is. I draw a lot of my energy from stuff like that.
Yeah,
Keep going.
though. My favorite Marvel character is probably the Hulk, and then for DC, it's probably Superman.
Yeah, that last Superman movie, some people didn't like it, but I've already watched it 3 times. I
I need to
already
start,
watched it.
I need to do a little bit of catching up on my superhero movies.
Well, as far as the Batman movies go, I've only missed one opening night since 1986. One opening night since they came out. And of my favorite Batman actors is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton.
I've liked what's his name? What's his name? Darn it! He plays the account. He plays the accountant. I don't remember his name though.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Ben
Ben,
Affleck, my favorite.
yeah, I like him too, but in the top, it will have Ben Affleck to be like number three. Uh, man. So you say you given a TED talk before? How was that?
It was a fun experience. We had to do it virtual because of COVID, but it's still
Hmm.
a TEDx talk.
Wow. 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 Man, you have been some places, young sir. You have been some places, done some things.
It's
Uh,
been a lot of places. Let's put it that way. Been to Oklahoma twice. Been to Florida.
mm,
Been to Stewart, Florida, and I've been to Canada.
wow. I want to get to Canada at some point. Mainly, actually, Niagara Falls. See what that's all about. See if it's all lives up to the hype. Uh, at your at, at your age now, at your age you are now, 23 years old, you said. Uh, do you encounter some of that bullying or some of that negativity from people on
Yep,
an adult level? When, well,
before through the adulthood, but thankfully it hasn't been directly at me. It's mainly been at the corporation,
hmm,
but not.
okay,
It's not been as bad. Most of my corporation members and my community love the podcast, love the feedback they give me, love
hmm,
I produce. I would
okay.
say 99.5 or 9% positive.
Mm, that's good. That is very good. That is very good. I think we're gonna end up signing it off a little early. Well, I mean, early is I go from 30 minutes to about 45 to an hour. I'm looking at my time now. We even got 15 minutes in yet. So we're still rolling pretty good, but it'll be about 30 minutes. Keep it going. Um, so I'm trying to think back to your slogan and what you said. You said it says you want to prove that he is not you're not broken.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by that?
There's this big misconception that when you're on the spectrum, you can't do anything. You're bedridden. Nope, not the case.
Oh,
Are you seeing me right now? Am I on a couch right now? Yeah, but I'm on an interview right now. How can I
mhm.
be bedridden and broken if I am doing things?
Exactly. Okay. 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 Uh, man, I got so much stuff I could play off of this. Some of my personal stories, but this is not the time for that type of stuff. But I can relate. I can relate in the sense of I have been bedridden and I have been broken, felt broken for other reasons related to the reasons I'm in therapy. Okay, literally shut down, not because of autism, but because of other challenges in life allowed to creep in. So when I get up here and do this, or go out by my daily routine of doing this or doing that, no one knows the story behind the story. Did I tell the story again up here? Or meet someone such as yourself that highlights that it's not about the condition you have or the position you are in life. It's about how well you pull yourself back up and keep enjoying life. Uh, man, dude, you already had me inspired to get here and do some solo episodes. I've been on these guests lately. I'm ready to dive into
A
some
lot,
solo.
a lot of people too. I've interviewed 11 professional wrestlers. I've interviewed America's Got Talent contestants, American Idol contestants, actresses, comedians. It's a great population of expansion. I'm happy to say that I try to be friends with all of them, and it's a fun journey.
Yeah, yeah. That's what this has definitely been. I started using this format back about March because I too was on utilizing Podbean and doing on audio. Then I switched over to StreamYard with the intention of gaining more people such as yourself. I think I'm going to start reaching out to some other avenues to get more people on the show other than match. Simply because, for me, again, like I said in the beginning, each one of us brings up the community. Each one of us has something to give. Each one of us has a story that ties in with someone else's story. Uh, yeah, I am gonna cut this. I am gonna sign off with this though. Number one, to be honest, I'm really tired. Uh, but I wanted to get you in tonight as promised, because your story had to be told. I say had to be told. When I say story has to be told, it has to be told because in part largely for some reasons you gave like people expect you to be bedridden. You're not. You're living life. You're having fun. You're doing your thing. Uh, you get all sorts of levels of success for people you've interviewed to shows you've been on. Uh, you're definitely not broken. You
No,
sure don't need to be fixed. And this young guy, he doesn't follow this show. I'm just throw it out there. Everybody's different. But I was in the presence of a young man doing a job orientation. And the second day, he showed up without the paperwork they gave us. And I'm like, yeah, we had small talk. I'm like, he's like, I didn't need to bring it. I'm like, at least I didn't bring it because I gave it to my mama. Huh? He said, my mama reads all my stuff. I said, man, how old are you? He's like, I'm 18. He said, well, this stuff ain't important. She'll read it. She'll tell you what to do. But you're here doing the job. And the reason I'm bringing this in is to say that, like, every one of us has a choice. You chose to live beyond what autism, in the sense of what some people may think it is. You enlightened me. You encouraged me. This young guy here, he eventually will have a choice where mama may not be there to cover him. He needs to step out there and do something on his own a different way. Should he come across my podcast and hear this, so be it. I don't work with him directly, but the point I'm making is this: is that there's so much that you bring that we all can benefit from, and I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. When I was 23, I was a new dad. Different life. It's a different life, small town. Now I have a 39-year-old son. um,
I mean, one day, family, who knows, man?
yeah, but if you do, it's your choice, your time. Uh, some closing thoughts, my young friend. Some closing thoughts. What's one or two things you can say to people out there that they will, whatever reason, remember you, check you out, follow you? What's one thing you can say to people that I can't say?
Well, I think you couldn't say it because you might get in trouble, but I think I can say it because I think it's the truth of life. If the
Uh-huh.
world could not act so stupid, I think we get along so much better. Don't you think, man?
Say it again.
If the world could be nice and not act so stupid, I think we
Yeah.
get.
Okay. Well, those are the final thoughts. Sam Mitchell, sir, I appreciate you and continue doing what you're doing. I'm out. I'm taking off camera for about 60 seconds, say a couple things, and I will email you the audio file tonight. So you have an email box. What time is it? You have an email box before 8:15. So you can take
Cool.
the file. Yeah. But let me take your camera for a minute to close this thing out. Don't disappear on me, other than me just. Okay.
Bye, listeners. Thanks for having me on.
Everyone, thank you for catching another episode of Life is About More Than Living a Podcast. Please support Sam and the work he's doing. Follow his podcast, trickles.podbean.com. The links up there. Autism rocks. Encouraging story, powerful young man. Thanks for catching another episode of Life is About More Than Living a Podcast.